All right, what's up, School of Health Professions? It's Coach May. I'm accompanied by Jalen and Selena. They're going to be helping me conduct today's workout. And like with all workouts, it's important to have a good warm-up. So we're going to go ahead and start off with some jumping jacks. We're going to do 10 regular jumping jacks, 10 front to back jumping jacks, 10 side to side, and 10 split jacks, okay? You ladies, you ready to get started? Yeah. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Awesome, good work, good work. All right, so our next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna go ahead and get some high knees in. So we're gonna go for high knees. We're gonna go for about 10 to 15 seconds of high knees, and then we're gonna transition to our next one, all right? You ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Awesome, and time. There we go. All right, so heart rate should be up just a little bit. Now that we got the blood pumping, now it's time to start mobilizing our joints and activating our key muscle groups, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a nice wide stance, and we're just gonna be doing some lateral lunges to the side, going down to the right, and we're gonna try to keep our bodies at this level, and we're just gonna wipe across and switch over to the next side, okay? We're gonna go for about 3 per side for a total of 6. This will be a really good one if you've got some tight hips and you lack that range of motion. And last one. Boom, there we go. Okay, now keeping that wide stance, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our hands, drop them down to the ground, and then we're gonna open up our arms and our chest. And we're gonna go out to the side, come back down, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna go for 3 per side for a total of 6. 3. Awesome, all right. Let's go ahead and bring it on in. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get into a lunge position. We're going to drop down, touch our hands down to the floor, reach up into the sky. We're going to lean to the right, lean to the left, and back to the middle. We're going to touch back down, and we're going to do that again. To the right, to the left, back to the middle, down, last one, to the right, to the left, and back to the middle. Okay, we're going to step back. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Touch down, reach up, to the right, and to the left. Down. Awesome, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and get down onto the ground. We're going to be in an all-fours position for this next part. Okay, so our next piece, we're going to be doing some hip circles. So this will also help out with some hip mobility and hip stretches as well as glute activation. So key things for our all fours position. Jalen, can you actually shimmy right here real quick? Okay, and then go ahead and face this way for me. Great. Okay, so key things to look out for with your all fours position. You want your hands stacked right underneath your shoulder. You want your knees stacked right underneath your hips. So you're in a nice stable position with a nice tabletop back, cores engaged, and then we're gonna try to maintain that for the duration of the drill, okay? So for our hip circles, we're just gonna bring our knee on up, and then we're gonna draw a big circle with our leg, okay? We're gonna go for 5 going forward. When you finish up that 5 going forward, you're gonna go 5 going backwards. And then once you finish that 5, we're going to go ahead and you're going to switch sides, okay? All right, thank you, Jalen. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and start on the right. Start on the right. Ready, and go. And switch it up. There we go. All right, staying in that all fours position, what we're going to do now, we're going to do what's called a threading the needle. So we're going to reach with our right hand, and we're going to reach through that gap in between our hand and our leg, and we're going to come right back, and then we're going to alternate sides and do the same thing on the other side. We're going to do 3 per side for a total of 6. All right, ready? And go for it. The key for this one is going to be your breathing. So I'm going to inhale when I come up, exhale when I'm down. So exhale and inhale, and exhale, inhale. Great. Cool. All right. So that's going to be our warm-up. Next thing we're going to get into is a little bit of our mini band work. Cool. So now we've grabbed our mini bands. You're going to want to go ahead and put them around your ankles like so. There are a different variety of mini bands ranging from very low resistance to very high resistance. So go ahead and just pick whatever resistance you want. Usually at stores you can find a pack of 3 that have varying resistances on them, okay? So now that they're on our legs, what we're going to do several exercises. We're going to start off with some lateral hip raises. So we're just going to go ahead, raise up that leg. We're going to go for 10 on the right side, 10 on the left side. After we finish up those 10, we're going to go 10 going backwards, and then we're going to go 10 going forwards, 10 per side, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the right side. And go. Good. Key for this one is to try to keep your core nice and tight. You don't want to be leaning too far to each side trying to fight that band, so you want to make sure everything is nice and tight. Keep that core engaged. So you're going to go up to the left side, go for your 10. And once you finish up that 10, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go backwards. Mini band work is really good for activating the glutes, for getting that blood flowing, and really preparing your body for the exercises later on in the workout. So good form. Really try to drive that leg back nice and as far as you can. Staying nice and stable. You guys are doing great. Good. Switch sides. Do the same thing. And then whenever we finish up this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go forward. This will be really good for strengthening up the hips on the front portion or the anterior portion of the body. Going backwards, good for your post chain, good for your glutes and your hammies. Here we go. Good work, good work. Nice, and switch it up. Boom. All right, and whenever you guys finish up, go ahead and you can take the mini band off, and then we can transition into our next portion, which is going to be our core stabilization. All right, so now we are on our core stabilization. We have 3 exercises that we're going to pick. We're going to go with our dead bugs, then we're going to transition into wipers, and then after wipers, we're going to get into our bird dogs, okay? So first one is going to be our dead bug, so go ahead and get into your dead bug position. Dead bug position, your knees are going to be at 90 degrees, arms are going to be spread out over the head. You guys are going to be alternating, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, okay? So you're going to be going on opposite sides or going contralaterally. So we're going to go for about 10 per side for a total of 20 for this one, okay? So go ahead and get into it. There we go. Good work. And notice how they're bringing up the leg back to the original position. Arm is staying just about in the same spot. They're really trying to activate their core and work on their overall body control and awareness. Another key point that you want to think about is when you guys are on the ground, there's going to be a slight arch in the low back. And if you're able to fit your hand underneath, that means you need to do what we call pulling your back or your belly button into the ground. And what that does is that reinforces your core activation and stabilization, and it really adds a layer to this exercise, and you really get the most bang for your buck by doing that. So if you do end up feeling that one, which Jalen's doing great, her belly button's pulled all the way down to the ground, looking really good. But if you were to have your back arched, can you go ahead and arch it for me real quick? So notice how that belly just raised up and I'm able to slide my hand right underneath. That means that you need to go ahead and compress on down, squeeze, close that gap, and then you should be good to go. Okay? So now that we finished those up, we're going to switch over to our wipers. So the wiper position is going to be still laying down on your back. Arms are going to be down to the side at about a 45-degree angle. That's going to be your base. You're going to go ahead and raise up your legs. So with these, there's a couple levels of difficulty. The closer your feet are to the ground, the easier it's going to be, and then the farther up they're going to be, the harder the exercise is going to be. Okay, so you can kind of pick what level you want to start at, but with this exercise, like the name implies, you're going to be wiping your legs from side to side. I want you to imagine like a windshield wiper, and then you're going to be using your core to pull yourself back up and around to finish up the exercise, okay? So we're going to go for about 5 per side for a total of 10 of these, all right? And go for it. Coolio. There you go. Okay, and it's another thing to try to keep that belly button pulled down to the ground on this one as well. So this is a core stabilizing exercise. So we're really trying to focus on keeping everything nice and tight, but also activating it to be able to pull ourselves back up and around. Good work. There you go. Yep. Like I said, about 5 per side for a total of 10. And then whenever we finish up this one, we're going to transition into our next exercise, which is going to be our bird dog. So bird dogs, you're going to be in your all fours position. And if you remember what the all fours position is, you're going to be down on your hands and knees, hands are going to be stacked right underneath the shoulders, knees are going to be stacked right underneath the hips, okay? So for your bird dogs, let's go ahead and we're going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing as our dead bug, where we're going to be alternating arm and leg. So if my right arm is working, my left leg is working, and it's the opposite. So if my left is working, then my right is working. All right, so we're going to go for 5 per side for this one, making sure we keep our core nice and stable on this. So let's go ahead and start off with that right arm, left leg, 5 per side. Cool. And if we notice one thing real quick, we want to keep that core nice and stable, so we don't want to reach up as high as we can. So there's no point in going up as far as you can, because if you notice, as soon as this arches, you lose that core stability. So you want that leg to be down, you want to close that gap, and you want to flatten out your back, and you want to keep this tabletop position for your bird dog. Yep, so we're going to close that gap. There you go. Cool. Boom. Nice. Yep, and you're going to keep going, 5 per side. Finish that one up, and then we're good. Awesome. All right, good work. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead, take a water break, and then we're going to transition into our workout. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and get into our strength portion. So for today, I've got 4 exercises for you all. We've got push-ups, glute bridges, mountain climbers, and squats. The rep scheme that we're going to be following is a Tabata. So a traditional Tabata is 20 seconds on of hard work with 10 seconds of rest for 8 times. So you're going to do 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and we're going to do that for each one of our exercises. So it'll be about 4 minutes per exercise. Okay, so the first one we're going to start up with is going to be our push-ups. I've got a timer set for our 20 on, 10 off. And we are gonna go ahead, we got 20 seconds to get ready, so let's go ahead and get into position. Okay, so with push-ups, we've got several variations. So you've got push-ups that you can do from the knees. You have push-ups that you can do elevated. Each one of these is gonna be able to take a little bit of weight off. You also have your standard push-ups. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so that was our 20 seconds, and now we've got 10 seconds of rest. Should be coming up here soon. Okay, key for the push-ups is to keep those arms tucked close to the body. You don't want to flare out for these ones. Remember, you guys are going for 4 minutes, so go ahead and pace yourself. Find that tempo that works for you. All right, so our next exercise is going to be our glute bridges. We're going to be following the Tabata style again for this one, which is at 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We have variations for this. Selena has a mini band around her knees that adds a little bit of an extra layer of difficulty to the exercise, as that mini band is going to be trying to drive your knees in, and you're going to have to activate your glutes in order to drive them out. So you get a little bit more activation from the glutes with this exercise right here. Jalen's going to be doing our standard, which is driving the feet into the ground and just raising up those hips as high as possible. And then I'm going to be doing our single leg variation, where I'm just going to be on one leg. I'm going to be driving my hips up and down off the ground. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We got 20 seconds to get ready. So our next exercise is going to be our mountain climbers. For your mountain climbers, you can kind of control your pace on this one. This one is going to be a little bit more intense, a little bit more cardio intensive. So like I said, control your pace. You can go slow, you can go fast, you can go in between, but just don't burn yourself out too early, because remember, you have to go for a full 8 rounds, all right? So think smart, work hard, all right? Ladies, you ready? 20 seconds and we're good to go. our last exercise is going to be squat variations. So we have 3 variations right here. We've got our standard squat, our squat with a mini band, and then we've got a goblet squat. You're gonna use your goblet or your dumbbell for that one. So keys for good squat position. You want your feet about shoulder to hip width apart. Whenever you go down, you're gonna try to get down as low as you can. So really try to get down nice and low. What you don't want is your knees to cave in during these squats. So that's why Jalen here has the mini band around her knees, okay? So that mini band is gonna try to cave her knees inward, and she's gonna have to activate those glutes in order to drive the knees apart in order to be in good squat position. The mini band also just adds a little bit of extra work like all of our other exercises, so you get a little bit more bang for your buck with this one. I've got the dumbbell for my goblet squat. For your goblet squat, your position, you're gonna hold it like so, and just like all the other squats, feet are gonna be shoulder to hip width apart. I'm gonna drop down as low as I can, and I'm gonna come back up. And like all our previous exercises, we're gonna be following a Tabata timer, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, ladies, we've got 20 seconds to get ready. All right, guys, so now we finished up our strength exercises. Now it's time for the cool down and stretches, okay? So we're gonna start off by just going ahead, doing some neck circles. Go for about 5 to 10 per direction. Then you're gonna reverse and do the other side. Okay, go ahead and loosen up those arms. Okay, we're gonna take our right, pull it across the body. Hold these stretches for about 10 to 15 seconds. Whenever you finish that one up, you're just gonna go ahead and switch over to the next side. So let's go ahead and switch. I'm gonna go left side, same exercise, same stretch. Okay, shake it on out. We're gonna go right over the top. Remember to stay tall for this stretch. You don't really want to be hunched over, really trying to reach. You want to have that nice tall torso. Really try to open up that chest and get a good stretch. Go ahead, switch sides. Same thing, staying nice and tall. During this cool down, it's going to be crucial for you guys to try to catch your breath. So go in through the nose, out through the mouth in a nice steady pace. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and twist it on out. Okay, we're going to hinge at our hips and we're going to drop down. Being nice and relaxed with our arms, letting the weight of our arms kind of just swing us and get a nice rotation at the hips and low back. Okay, awesome. All right, so now we're going to go feet together, touch the toes. If you can't quite touch the toes, go ahead and take a deep breath. Hold that for about 3 seconds, and then on your exhale, try to sink even lower into that stretch. Once again, hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, stand on up. We're going to split it apart. We're going to go ahead and drop down to the right. Okay, and then we're going to switch to the next side. And now we're going to go to the middle. For the middle, you can have your hands just down on the ground, or you can try to get an extra stretch and try to reach back and try to pull yourself down just a little bit more. Okay, awesome. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to walk our hands out, bring our feet in for a calf stretch. So for your calf stretch, it's going to look kind of like your downward facing dog. You're going to be like so, and you're just going to try to smash your heels into the ground. You're going to pedal it out, go for about 5 to 10 reps per side. But if you're extra sore or tight in your calves, go ahead and spend a little extra time with this, and you can do that with all the other stretches as well. Okay, all right. Go ahead and relax, drop down to the butt. Next one we're gonna do, we're gonna go right over left, hug that knee, have your back arm as your support, and you're just gonna pull that leg in, really try to stretch out the glutes. This is another one where your breath is gonna be crucial, so take a deep breath, and then on your exhale, try to turn a little deeper into that stretch, really pulling that leg in. Okay, 10 to 15 on that side, and I'm going to do 10 to 15 on the other side, same thing. All right. Cool. All right, so those are the stretches for our cool down. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for coming and watching the video. Hope you guys enjoy, and stay tuned for more.